The next game, Titans at the Colts. The sign opened up Colts -4, down to 3.5. These teams just played 2 weeks ago on Thursday night, and the Colts won that one easily. So, who do you like in this grudge match?
I like the Colts again. We saw them kind of figure out how to stop the Titans in that game. I believe they held them scoreless after halftime. They were trailing going into the half, and then it turned into a big win for them. I think with Michael Pittman Jr. playing much better and looking like a potential number one receiver for them, that changes the outlook of the Colts offense. Phillip Rivers doesn't have to just rely on running backs and tight ends, even though he likes doing that. He actually has some weapons on the outside that'll help elevate that offense. The running game, we saw Nyheim Hines play well against the Colts. We saw Jonathan Taylor play well against the Packers. So, they're going to mix it up there, but they have the weapons needed to move the ball on offense. And Tennessee's defense hasn't been very good this year. They allow a lot of rushing yards, and they've been bad against the pass as well. I know they've been without Adoree Jackson. He could be back. We're not sure, though. He's kind of been questionable every week. He's turning into this podcast's 2020 version of Cordy Glenn with the number of times he's been mentioned. So if he comes back, maybe that changes things a little, but I don't think it changes things a ton. And really the bigger part of this is the Colts are healthy on defense. They're extremely good against the run. They completely bottled up Derrick Henry the last time these two teams played. And in the second half of that game, they just got pressure on Ryan Tannehill and kind of contained his receiving attack, didn't give him a lot of opportunities to throw downfield to open receivers, kind of made him dink and dunk, and then they would make some big plays. So I think nothing's changed. So why would I not be on the Colts here when they won by, I think 18 points last time they played or something along those lines? So I'll be on the Colts for a couple units here. You could convince me to go more depending on their injury report. I think that they're mostly healthy, though, especially on defense. That's huge for them. When they're healthy on defense, they can compete with anyone.
Yeah, definitely. We talked about Leonard going, he didn't leave the game except for a couple plays. But, he was injured playing hurt against the Ravens, and that's why they lost the lead against the Ravens in that game. So, yeah, he's healthy now. I think the injury report for Tennessee is the big factor because you have not only Adoree Jackson, but you have Kenny Vaccaro, you have Christian Fulton, and you also have Roger Saffold, who missed last week's game, and Ben Jones, I believe, got hurt during the game. So the Tennessee has a lot of injury question marks. If they're down 3 offensive linemen against the Colts front, they're going to have no chance to win this game. So I'm curious to see what the injury report looks like for them offensively. Defensively, they have no pass rush. Jadeveon Clowney's out. And even with him on the field, they couldn't get to the quarterbacks. Now they don't have any pass rusher at all. So Phillip Rivers, when he has time in the pocket, he can just carve up defenses. And, he did that against Tennessee 2 weeks ago. He did that against the Packers in the second half, and he's going to do that this week against Tennessee. And you also have to wonder where the spread would be if Tennessee didn't beat Baltimore. And I say that because, I think people are looking at the Tennessee win over Baltimore and they're impressed. They're like, wow, the Titans beat the Ravens in Baltimore. Wow, they must be so good. But Baltimore's not that good right now. So how impressive is that win? We just saw the Patriots beat the Ravens. Everyone was impressed with the Patriots, and the Patriots lost to the Texans the week after. So I think there's kind of this lingering effect here where every team that beats Baltimore is suddenly elevated when they shouldn't be because Baltimore is not that good. So I think if the Titans lost to the Ravens, or if they didn't even play the Ravens, let's just say they had a bye, this line would be, I think, above 4, probably 5, maybe 6. So we're getting a number that should be a lot higher here. And so I like the Colts a lot.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. This value is great. And realistically, the Titans almost weren't able to beat the Ravens. So that was a close game. And I think we all, or you and me at least, think the Colts are better than the Ravens at this point, even though they lost to them because of the Darius Leonard factor. I'm looking forward to this one because if the Colts win this against the Titans, then they sweep the series and have the tiebreaker in the AFC South. I actually have money on both of these teams to win the Super Bowl, but I still want the Colts to win so that they have an easier path because I think my number on them was better.
Yeah, I think I'm 28-1 on the Colts or something like that, or something. I forget what it is, but yeah, I definitely have the Colts. So I'm going to be rooting for them.